Welcome to the Dane Magic Podcast. I'm your host, Dane Magic. Here we talk about life, love, stress, and setbacks, and everything else we find along the path as we navigate through this wild thing called life. So sit back, hold on to your butts, and enjoy the show. Now play the music! Holy cow, what a time to be alive, folks. We are living through the wildest and probably scariest moment that we've ever lived through. Most of us are, at least. I'm sure a few have out there experienced combat or lived through a natural disaster, tried to go see Whitesnake in a Rhode Island nightclub in the early 2000s. All pretty scary and probably scarier than the coronavirus. But this right now is shutting down the world. An estimated 1.5 billion people in quarantine or some type of social distancing. And don't get me wrong, I really enjoy my alone time. I really enjoy my me time. But now that I'm forced to be by myself, I'm going to go absolutely crazy. I'm out of work. I have all these days in my house. I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm going to probably start talking to the plants. I guess I could talk to my neighbors from my yard to theirs, but I never talked to them in the first place. Why would I start now? And for those quarantined by ourselves, man, that means no butt cheeks. We're going to be hitting a time of celibacy. And by the end of this, I'm sure a lot of us will be getting to some deep, deep, dark places on the hub just to get yourself off. And just don't judge any of us. And that really makes me think, like, there's some wild shit that people are into. Like, a big thing is foot pics. And it's been an ongoing joke since this whole thing, since myself and a lot of my peers have lost our jobs because we're all bartenders in the restaurant industry or servers. And we're out of work. We don't know what we're going to do for money. So I've been just telling everyone, hey, guys, time to start selling feet pics. Because evidently foot fetish, it's a big thing. So I've been telling everyone, guys, they don't need to see your face. Sell your feet. Do it shamelessly. No one will know. Sure, you got some ugly feet. It's okay. Get a pedicure. Give yourself one. Make a few bucks. We'll get through this time. And I've got to the point where I'm talking about it so much. In one of the group chats I'm in with a bunch of other people in the restaurant industry where I live, one of the girls posted this morning, she goes, and I quote, "Why in the all holy hell did I have a dream about making a movie about the seedy underbelly world of foot fetish porn? And at that point, I realized I created a monster, and I realized I've made it. I've got people talking and thinking about feet pics and foot fetishes so much that they're dreaming about it. But I would like to point out that I'm not into foot stuff. You might think I am at this point by the amount I talk about it, but I'm not. That's not my thing. It never will be, I hope. I say I hope because we are only the start of the corona quarantine. And like I said, we could get into some dark places by the end of this. But shout out to all of you still working and still having jobs, aka the essential people. I get it. I'm just a bartender. I was a bartender. A laid off bartender. I'm not essential. I thought I was essential. I mean, every day I'm your psychiatrist. I'm the psychiatrist's psychiatrist. People come to us. We feed them the medicines to get through the tough times, to celebrate. But you know what? You think we're not essential. We're in an age where feelings matter. Everyone's so concerned about feelings. Well, now what? You're affecting my feelings. You're saying I'm not an essential person. Whatever. We'll get through this time. I'll be back to work eventually someday. But for real, though, restaurants are hotbeds for coronavirus to spread where everyone goes there and gathers together socially. And right now, the service industry is just completely getting fisted with no lube. So really think about it. Think about the bars you guys go to. You know that bartender you like? You know, the one you flirt with, but you never have a chance with. But they flirt back because tips. That's how we live. Well, they're out of work. Servers, everyone you like, they're out of work. The restaurant that you like to go to, the bar, they are closed or going to close. They're running off of takeout food. Guess what? It's probably costing as more to open up and try operating just to sell a little bit of food than they are going to make. That being said, so if you know anyone in the restaurant industry or any industry that's lost a job, check in on them. Make sure they're good. And if you can help them, help them. This is scary because a lot of the people just living check to check. Not much money a lot of these people have. Not the best saving. I don't know. If you know someone in the restaurant industry or any industry for that matter that's already lost their job, we don't have the ability to work from home. Because when we do, we just drink a lot by ourselves. A lot. That's not healthy. Trust me, I found that out Friday. I did a virtual happy hour. I was out by 7:30. But this is a scary time for a lot of these people living on tips. I mean, we went from straight up out of the slow season. January and February are abysmal. To right into a pandemic. Oh, sweet mother of God. This whole thing just has people acting, I don't know. Or the response is not what I thought it was going to be. Like when there's a blizzard or an impending snowstorm of doom, bread and milk. You go to the grocery store and the bread and milk are they're cleared out. I've never bought bread and milk for a snowstorm. I don't know how to make a milk sandwich. But I'm sure there's a way. And maybe I need to try. Maybe that's where I've gone wrong with life. But now we're hitting the corona pandemic and toilet paper. I don't get it. I buy one pack every, 4 to 6 months. And it lasts me. Maybe I'm just really good at pooping on the clock at work, which everyone should have been doing over the years. If you're not pooping on the clock at work, you're not working right. Don't tell my boss. Ex-boss, whatever, I'm out of work. But now you go to the grocery stores and the first thing people are going for is toilet paper. And it's even, I didn't realize I used that much. I didn't think I did. But now when I'm taking a shit, when I'm done, I have a stare down with the toilet paper in the bathroom. I'm like, all right, man, it's you and me. We're in this together. How are we going to get through this? How much? I'm not going to use too much of you. I'm not going to use you. But I need to use you enough. Because if I don't use enough of you, man, it's not going to be good for me. So how much? And so I'm sitting there trying to think and ration and just looking at it. That's all right. Here we go. And hopefully, I wiped enough without wasting. I just rethought about everything I just said there. I need to use you, but I don't want to use you too much. That reminds me of my past relationships, my dating life. God damn it. Anywho, this is not the time that I really wanted. I wanted to start this podcast about 2 years ago, but in the true Dane fashion, I just kept putting it off. And finally, all right, I am here. I am stuck at my house. I need to figure out, I got to do something. I can't just sit here and watch Netflix and watch my life rot away and watch the world rot around me. Because that's not going to be healthy for me, and that's not going to be healthy for anyone. And I get it. I'm not the type of person you really generally should look at for a healthy lifestyle, or, I'm not one to preach, but during this time, I'm going to work on these habits. I'm going to work on these things, and I'm going to try to come out of this better. I want to try, I think we should all just try to work on ourselves in this time and reflect, hey, how can I be a better person? So I put the list together of 10 things that I'm going to do during this quarantine to be a better Dane. And I think you guys should try these too. If you don't, that's fine. You don't have to try them. The first thing I'm going to do, which I think we can all do, I'm going to try eating better. I like to eat a lot. People know me for my barbecue. I can eat better barbecue than I have been. I could be eating a lot of things better than I have been. Along with eating better is cutting back on the drinking so much, because the drinking leads to pizza that night or Texas Tavern, and then the next day I'm hungover and I order Domino's. The Domino's drivers know me by name. That's not a good thing. So, gonna meal prep, gonna portion things out. I have a food scale. Who am I? But I'm gonna try eating a lot less like an asshole. I'm gonna try losing a few pounds. I could use about 25 pounds. I could be less. Get rid of the beer belly. So, gonna try eating better. Part 2, along with that, I'm going to try to become a better cook. Like, I'm getting really good at the barbecue, but I'm pretty one-dimensional right now, so I need to expand things. And I think every single one of you should try this. Like, this is our time. We are home. I have had a lot of your cooking. Some of you think you're good. You're not. You're actually a really bad cook. And it's time to watch a lot of videos on YouTube. Watch some documentaries like that Fat, Heat, Salt, Citrus, or whatever on Netflix. And just, there's a million resources. Be better. You guys are like really good Thanksgiving cooks. And let me tell you, Thanksgiving is just a massive amount of food that's just aggressively average. You would stand out then, but that's not a good thing. Thinking you're really good at cooking food for potlucks and gatherings is like thinking you're really good at karaoke. You're pretty much a winner and a loser at the same time. So take this time, become a better cook, learn about flavors. Learn how to eat healthier. Create better options for yourself. Which this completely reminds me. Any one of you who say you have world famous buffalo chicken dip, stop. It's not. It's the same recipe that everyone else uses. It all tastes the same. I have only had one buffalo chicken dip that I was like, okay, this is pretty freaking good. Like, this is better than other stuff. And it was an ex-girlfriend's. And I'm not going to give her a name because she doesn't deserve that credit. Buffalo chicken dip is just stop it. This is not something to be proud of that you're making. I was with a group of people a couple years ago, and we were talking about a Super Bowl party, and there's one dude there who's like, hey, yeah, I'm going to bring my world famous chicken dip, and everyone's just like, oh, your buffalo chicken dip, man? I'm excited for that. I had it. Was not world famous. Honestly, I could have gone to 7-Eleven, bought a bunch of taquitos, like cheese taquitos, scraped the insides out, put it in a bowl and said, guys, try mine. And maybe throw a chicken breast that I just kind of chunked up, and people are like, wow, Dane, this could be world famous. Anyway, I've rambled on enough about food. So with number 3, I'm going to try to exercise more, like be consistent. I've been consistent, but I need to step it up a notch. Now I'm working from home. I have a field by my house. I'm going to go out and run. I'm going to do things. People are doing these push-up challenges on Instagram. Like, see 10, do 10. That's great. Like, I've been tagged a bunch of times. I'm going to only do it once on Instagram. Leave it at that. I don't need to do it more and show you guys. I can do it in the privacy of my own home. But why, like, you saw me do it. Why do you keep tagging me? Like, are you trying to say something? Are you questioning my strength? Do you think I'm weak in my upper body? Like, what's going on here? Like, should I be doing push-ups, like, a lot more? Do you think I'm fat and overweight? Like, I get it. I can lose a little bit of weight. What are you kind of trying to say? Why do you keep tagging me? And also with these home workouts, there's a lot of good options out there. There are Brazilian apps out there of home workout routines. I see a lot of different Instagram fitness pages. Hey, this is just a simple home workout you can do every day. I'm going to come out of this in better shape. I am going to be like a cross between Billy Blanks from Tybo and Lance Armstrong, but with both nuts. So rounding out the first 3, I want to be a healthier human out of this. Like, I am home quarantined. I have no excuses. I'm going to look better. And when it comes to summertime, down at the lake or the beach, I may not have a 6-pack abs, but I tell you what, I'm not going to be a shirt swimmer. So on top of becoming a more healthy individual, number 4, I'm going to try educating myself. I want to come out of this quarantine back into the normal life more skilled. I want to give myself more abilities to be more efficient with everything I do. Like, take this podcast, for example. I got on udemy.com and I downloaded a class on podcast production. And if I hadn't done that, I wouldn't even be here right now. Like, I wouldn't have got this far, known what programs to use, or even how to just tweak my mic. I want to learn web design, graphic design, just Photoshop, learn how to use my camera better. There are so many educational resources out there where we can just go on, get online, and they're cheap. There's so many free things. We can be better. And in the show notes for this episode, I will drop some of my favorite free or low-price educational resources that are just going to help you. Try them, do them. Be useful of your time, because we have a lot of that right now. And I know, especially with Udemy, that's the one I use frequently. There are classes on how to do everything. There are classes on how to do pull-ups, how to use Adobe Illustrator, photography, bartending, you name it, there is a class. So if there's anything you want to learn how to do, even YouTube, just YouTube it. I became pretty good at working on cars just because I looked up what I had to do on YouTube and like, oh, this is how I do it. This is not hard. Righty-tighty, lefty-loosey. All right, so number 5. Calming things down a bit. When is the last time you've really, truly listened to an album? Like your favorite artist, front to back, just straight through, put down your phone, no distraction, just lay down or sit in a chair and just deep listen to an album. Really listen to it. You might hear it, but are you really listening to it? Just every little bit, every little pickup, every transition, every solo, the chorus, the words, the meaning behind all the songs. Take time during this period. You have, for a lot of us in quarantine, you have time during the day. Even if you're not in quarantine, still working. Just when you get off work, this is the perfect time to just unwind. So find your favorite artist and some stuff like that, or something you found you had a few songs off an album. That's a good album. But when's the last time you really listened to it straight through? This is a great form of meditation I found, and it's helped me relax a lot during these uncertain, scary, trying times of being unemployed. Anyways, this is something I've found to be very important to me now, and take time for this. Give it a shot. And if you don't enjoy it or you hate it, fine. Don't do it. Not my life. Now, keeping with the media, number 6, read a book. Some of you are like, well, I'm going to do this anyways. I already read. Well, a lot of us out there don't really read books. It's not like we just hate it or don't think less of us. We just sit there and read sports articles on days or tech or current events or just random other shit. Memes? That's, sorry, I'm not being a scholar. Well, we have time. We're in quarantine. I'm a non-essential person, so I'm going to read. And, I've already read one book. Finished a book in quarantine. I can tell you, the last time I finished a book was, I don't know, maybe one every 2-3 years. Well, I just finished Creative Quest by Questlove. It's for the creative minds. It's someone who needs to work with creativity. I cannot stress you enough. Read that book, Creative Quest by Questlove. Fantastic. Next up, I don't know. I do have a textbook on Uranus, a 1,200-page book on Uranus. So by the end of this quarantine, I am going to be Roanoke's foremost expert on Uranus. I want to know everything about Uranus. Okay, that was creepy, but it is Uranus. And rule number 9 is to keep it creepy. But take time, read a book. Read a few books. We have the time. Get back to education. Get a book that'll teach you how to do something or about a subject. Become a pro. Like how I'm about to become a pro on Uranus. All right, now on to number 7. Create new habits and break old bad ones. There's some things I like, some just crappy things I've developed over time. And there's some not so crappy ones that are just a nuisance. Like when I get something out of a cabinet in the kitchen, a lot of times don't shut the cabinet door. So now I'm forcing myself to shut the cabinet doors. Also, since I left kind of the corporate world, went from getting up every morning around 7:30, to now I've been in the restaurant industry, waking up around 9:30, 10, 10:30, and I'm gradually just forcing myself to get up around 8. A healthier time. I need to make more use of my days. Quit wasting time. Not watching much more TV. Limit myself to TV time. I've never been much of a TV watcher. Well, guess what I've been doing in the last few months? Lots of freaking Netflix and Hulu. But the shows are so good. I know. It's called moderation, dog. I can do this. But yeah, there's so many bad habits we have, just little things we do. Even like smoking and drinking. I am working really hard to cut back on my drinking. Not saying I was a raging alcoholic, but yeah. There's times where I started drinking a little bit too much in my past. A lot of times, actually. And being a bartender doesn't make things any easier. Well, I've been doing a good job for the most part. Really limiting myself to the alcohol intake. And especially if I were to sit at home and just drink, I will get into a deep, dark depression again. And I don't want to be back there. And a lot of it's because of alcohol. So, I'm trying to break that habit of being a drinker. Could happen, may not. Who knows? Stay tuned. Which one habit leads me to number 8? Clean your damn house. I'm not exactly one to preach because mine's a pretty big bachelor pad, but you know what? I've been cleaning it every day. Baby steps. Making habits of cleaning. You have this time. Make your house look nice. If your house looks like mine has in times in the past, you could use this time to clean. Deep clean. Clean things you never thought you would. I cleaned my grills the other day, even though I should have been probably cleaning my bathroom and kitchen. Well, guess what? I've already been attacking them. So use this time to make your house clean. A clean house is a happy house, and I'm trying to get myself into a happier house. Because a happier house means a happier Dane. And when Dane's happy, everyone else is happy. Alright, so number 9. And now for the more social side of things. Reach out to someone you haven't heard from in a while. Or just even reach out to people you have daily interactions with. A lot of us are in the same boat. Like I said, this is a scary freaking time. And a lot of us are just used to constant interaction, and now we're at home and like, oh shit. It's driving me crazy. Some people are scared to death. Or not for themselves necessarily, for family members. They have their parents or grandparents are not in good health. And this is not an easy time. So reach out to them. Catch up. Let them know you're in it. We're in it together. Some people are wrecked because they had to break travel plans. I'm supposed to be going to Loop City, Nebraska. That's my vacation. I vacation to central Nebraska. I'm supposed to see my parents who I haven't seen in over a year. Guess what? Corona just said, screw you, Dane. You're staying in Virginia in your house. So, now we're having like virtual happy hours. I had one Friday, like I said. Granted, I drank like a monster. But I got to connect with like 7 dudes from across Pittsburgh, Milwaukee, New York, all that kind of area. And it was an absolute hoot. We're all cooped in our houses, but we're still getting to interact. And I've seen a lot of people doing these things. Snapchat, send some videos, create content, but connect to people, shoot them messages, make sure they're all good. Be a friend. Girls, send some titties. That's what we do on Snapchat these days. That's why it was made. Let the bros out there know, like, hey, we're here for you. Get us through these times. Everyone, band together. Communicate. Now, lastly, be mindful of those who are affected. That's everyone. Be mindful in everyone in every situation. Step back. Look what they're going through. Grocery store workers, they are just dealing every day with a bunch of Karens losing their absolute god-freaking damn mind over toilet paper. Or that, oh my god, there's no chicken breast left. What are you, where is it? Do you have some in the back? For love of Christ, no. It's because your other sister, Karen, but with an I, she took the last of it. Oh, well, when are you getting in? I don't know. You'll come the next day, and then Karen with the Y, she'll come and steal that, and then yell at the grocery store workers. God, be mindful of them. Healthcare workers, these guys are facing it. They are screwed. I didn't want to use the F word there. I'm trying to keep it somewhat appropriate. But be mindful. Everyone is being affected for it. We need to just chill out. This is a giant time to show some freaking love, people. And not just share some love. It's a time to be an asset. Be an asset to your community, to humanity. Like, one, you could be an asset by staying the fuck away from everyone. Okay, sorry, I slipped up, guys. But you get the point. This social distancing thing is actually kind of important. And by the way, whoever created the term social distancing, I actually really don't like. And I kind of want to punch in the stomach because I've never heard that term ever in my life before. I don't think it's ever been a thing. And all of a sudden, social distancing, that's what we are going to call it. And that's the buzzword that everyone is going to use. And really, I don't like it. Just stay away from people. But you can still be an asset to everything. Like these, like I said, restaurants. They have laid off the entire staff, like myself and many others. But the owners are doing what they can to stay open and offer to-go food to people so they can pick up and just stay afloat. So when we are able to go, like, back to work, most of these guys are just going to hire their whole staff once again. I hope that's the case. But keep the doors open on places, any local business, big businesses. Whoever says, oh, don't support the chains. guess what? Most of the chains are locally owned franchises. So without them, and they employ thousands and millions of people that you know. Big businesses, Walmart, employs like 1% of America. That is a lot. You still gotta support everyone. And especially support those that I have convinced to sell feet pics. Because I think that is hilarious, and my God, respect the hustle. And right now, if you plan on buying feet pics from me, if I decide to sell them, if I stoop that low, stand up and clap right now if you plan on buying them. So at the end of the day, I guess what I'm trying to say is, like, with being mindful, show some love. If you're a piece of shit to other people, stop it. This is not the time to do it. This is the time to change. Like, at the end of the day, we are all going to know someone that has the coronas. And we all will probably know, by the time this is all said and done with, someone that has died from the coronavirus. It is a tough pill to swallow. I wanted to be so happy and positive on this podcast, and now I'm just like getting angry because I am out. Guys, we're going to get through this together. We are going to get through this together. Say it to yourself right now. We are going to get through this together. Why? Because we are humans, and that's what we do. When bad times come, we band together and we push through. Okay, I need to get off my soapbox now. I need to wrap this up. I did not intend for my first podcast, or any podcast of mine in general, to be serious whatsoever. And look at me. I got way too serious here about things. But they're serious times, and I just needed to get that off my chest. So go out there and be a light in this dark, dark world. That's something I've tried to do most of my life. I've received so many messages over time, just like, man, thank you. I've never been one to take things too serious. I just try to make light of every situation and try to bring a smile. So I will continue, and I will work my hardest to through future podcasts. I will have lots of guests, some of the most interesting, fun people that I have in my life, because that's the only type of people I like to surround myself with. So check out my social media. Follow it at Dane Magic for everything, primarily Instagram, Twitter, and Snapchat, and Facebook. I don't use Twitter a whole lot, but I'm here or there. But anyways, thank you all. Stay strong, stay healthy, stay vigilant, and you're welcome.